The pandemic. It raises such questions inside of us. Such long isolation from mankind. Brings us to our core, asks us such things as, when was I last truly happy? For me, September 26th, 2005, Sly Cooper 3 had been released for the PlayStation 2 system. 2005. 16 years ago was the last true Sly game, and it wasn't until 8 years after that, in 2013, 8 years ago still, that we got Sly 4 from those monkey bastards, and it was pretty good, but didn't have the heart. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, my childhood, my very essence of my being, everything inside of me, I owe to Sly Cooper and the gang. Without them, the boy you see before you, nay, the man you see before you, would be in shambles. But thanks to Sly, I made it through. And now I'm as far away from the last Sly game as that one was from its predecessor. Gone were the days of every 2 years there would be a Sly game. Not anymore, but something's stirring. Something is stirring, and I'm losing my mind. So, it was on the 4th, about 5 days ago, they, out of nowhere, Sucker Punch just posts, hey guys, Sly Cooper Funko Pop. Sly Cooper Funko Pop. How about that? That's pretty good. You guys like those? You guys like Funker Poppers? You can put them back on the shelf. Fit right beside SpongeBob. Look at him. He's a little goober. He's standing on a roof or something. He's got a cane. Looks pretty good as far as Funko Pops go. But then you say, why a Funko Pop? Why a Sly Cooper Funko Pop? 8 years since the last Sly Cooper game. Who is it for? What is it for? Is it for me? I'm not a fan of Funko Pop. I'm an adult. Why make new? Why make new Sly if not marketing? To promote? To go with a video game? Am I grasping at straws? Am I insane? Am I crazy? Possibly. Cut to 2016. That's right, 2016. What happened in 2016? A lot of things. But what happened that was the most important? The Sly Cooper movie trailer came out. Now you're asking yourself, there was no Sly Cooper movie. Well, first, the Ratchet and Clank movie came out in 2016, and it didn't do very well. 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now here's the thing. The movie of Ratchet and Clank, 20%, not very good. They made a game to go with the movie, a soft reboot, if you will, Ratchet and Clank for the PlayStation 4, simply named Ratchet and Clank. The 7th Ratchet and Clank game, but it was just a nice soft reboot. I believe it was honestly like the 15th Ratchet and Clank game. I threw out 7 as a joke, but it was the 15th Ratchet and Clank game. And it was sort of just a little, let's just start over maybe, because we're going to do a movie and a game. And then the movie, no good. So what happens to Sly? The trailer was beautiful. The furries would have ate that shit up. But it never happened. It poof into the mist. Gone forever. And some must ask, if there was a movie in development, they had a trailer already fully CGI'd and done, they must have had a plot. Was there a game? A thinking man would say, of course there was a game. Who would make the movie as the reboot of Sly Cooper? Presumably, he had a whole new design without the game. Now, why again do we talk about this? This was 2016 and nothing came of it. The trail went dead. Now, 4 days ago, the Funko Pop. Out of nowhere. Sucker Punch themselves promoting the Funko Pop. They didn't make the last Sly Cooper game. They made the last one 16 years ago. The last true Sly Cooper. Now cut to today. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart does a Twitter takeover of Insomniac's Twitter. That's all fine and dandy. They're showing off the game. The game comes out in less than a week's time. But now what do we see? The Rhino, a classic gun from every Ratchet and Clank game. The Rhino, everyone's favorite gun. It's sort of the end game gun. It does crazy things every time. Now this game, of course, is about dimensions. Dimensional travel. Pocket dimensions, they're calling them. Little dimensions. You go in, you do like a mini game, you do a little exploring area. It's a little level inside of a level. A dimensional travel. And the Rhino seems to open rifts in this game. The Rhino 8, presumably the 8th Rhino. Now, this is where things get crazy. Now, I hope you're following me here. This build to this moment. Is that another Warbot getting sucked into a dimensional rift? Sunset Overdrive, a different video game, of course, being sort of into Ratchet and Clank. Now, is it in the game? Because this would seem that's what they're saying. It's in the game. And who comes up next? Did that sly-looking raccoon just get pulled into an open rift? Check these ratios also, alright? Next was Uncharted. Look at that. That's Uncharted in Ratchet and Clank. Horizon Zero Dawn in Ratchet and Clank. Horizon Zero Dawn, it's like the biggest thing right now. It's like the biggest Sony game coming up after Ratchet. 8,000 likes. Uncharted is like a national phenomenon. They're making a goddamn Tom Holland movie. 11,000 likes. Sunset Overdrive, only ever heard good things. 9,000 likes. Look at Sly. Look at him. 20. More than doubling. Tripling these others. More than doubling Horizon Zero Dawn. A critically acclaimed masterpiece, some would say. 20 goddamn thousand on Sly's tweet alone. Just the one about Sly. It's massive. The demand is massive. Like, it's double of the main game they're releasing next. The main thing they're promoting, Horizon. Inside goddamn Ratchet, which is the one coming out right now. It's got 20k. The tweets about Ratchet from Ratchet's Twitter don't have that much. They've all got like 1,000. 20,000. Just of Sly, and Sly 3 in the sewers in France, swinging on a dang thing, going through a rift. I mean, I used to play that very same level with my Sly Cooper 3D glasses. They came in the case of the PS2 game. I mean, I'm having a meltdown here. So, presumably, watch this little video they put up at the end. Presumably, people are telling me that Sly's cane is in this video. Now, it's on Twitter, is the only place to find the original video. I can't see it. The Twitter video quality, if I am not the first to say it, I definitely won't be the last. It's dog shit. It's terrible. Companies like to show off their 4K ray tracing beautiful games like Ratchet and Clank, and then Twitter fucking compresses it into ass. So you can't see a damn thing. But people are telling me that Ratchet's cane or Sly's cane falls at one point. As you can see, the entire Thunderjaw from Horizon Zero Dawn comes out of the damn thing. So it seems like you create a rift and you get sort of a crossover, Easter eggy, sort of fun mechanic, whatever, from a different Sony game. Now, is this sort of a Sony verse? Like, I don't know, because it says right in the one, like PlayStation Universe in the one hashtag. So it's PlayStation Studios Family. So supposedly it's some sort of PlayStation gaming universe sort of thing, where you can intermingle them. Since this whole game is about dimensional travel and rifts and different dimensions, whatever, there's going to be the Rhino opens a portal, or maybe even other portals that you just go in as little, as you play the game, that will have Uncharted and Sunset Overdrive and Sly goddamn Cooper in them, and Thunderjaws and other Horizon Zero Dawn things. Just that alone is insane. But just think about this. Out of everything they could have done, of course Uncharted, of course Horizon, but Sly Cooper, not Jak and Daxter, not Crash, they just did Crash, not Spyro, But Sly. Why Sly? He hasn't had a game as recent as any of those other people I named. The oldest that you could compare to him is probably Jack. And Jack and Daxter are a lot closer to Ratchet and Clank in terms of game. They used to have crossover games. But it's Sly. And so now everyone's sitting here on the edge of their goddamn seats. If he's in Ratchet, the man had to be modeled into 4K, into ray tracing. They had to make a current new model of Sly. You know, newer than the film, newer than whatever game was going with the film. Someone's working on this goddamn raccoon, and I swear to God, if it happens, it's gotta happen. I mean, why all these things? I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but they did the Funko just out of the blue for no reason, and then the very same week, they show him in Ratchet and Clank, presumably. Now, nothing like that's ever been done with this sort of crossover besides their fighting game, sort of Smash sort of game. That, of course, didn't go very well. But, I mean, it's literally a picture of Sly 3, and he's getting pulled into a goddamn portal. What else am I supposed to take from that? There has to be more, right? Could Sly really be coming back? Could my will to live rise from a wavering 3 to a 4 or 5 even? Could happen. And I've been looking at this image all day. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. My boy Sly. I'm not a furry. I don't want to hear it. I already know it's coming. I don't want to fucking hear it. I'm not a furry, goddammit. I like Sly since before furries were even furries, alright? Sly's a beautiful man. It's a goddamn masterpiece. Goddamn beautiful game. A masterpiece of a game. And it's prevalent that people want it. Look at the goddamn like ratio. It's massive. I could never guess in a million years that you could put up Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, and Sly from 2008, and that Sly would top all of them. Like, that's absurd to me. And Sony has to be taking notice of that. They just had to put up a fucking picture of the raccoon and everyone lost their mind. Like, imagine if that was a real trailer. Please. I mean, Sucker Punch is phenomenal. For me, Tsushima was the game of the year. They knocked it out of the fucking park with Tsushima. Insomniac producing, making Ratchet and Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 all at the same time, Miles Morales, all these games at the same fucking time. There's no reason Sucker Punch can't expand and make Tsushima 2 and Sly 5, or a reboot, just Sly Cooper, at the same time. It could actually happen. This is the closest it could be to actually happening. And I don't know if anyone cares, but Sly was my boy, my childhood. It's still to this day my favorite game of all time. I mention it quite a lot. If you didn't know, Sly 3 is the best game that's ever been a game. It's just as simple as that. And it holds up too, I don't know, guys. I've been talking a long time. I hope this was still enjoyable. I hope you had a little laugh or two. And it got you thinking. There's very little in life that could make me more happy than Sly coming back. And it sounds crazy, but, think of a game you love. Maybe you weren't a PlayStation boy like myself. Imagine if Mario Sunshine was the last Mario game, and they never did another one. Just imagine that. And then all of a sudden, remember Mario? What if we made another one of those? Would you guys, give us money, perhaps? That's what it's like. Think of the thing you love most in this world, this most precious, nostalgic thing in your mind. Think of Pokemon Red. If that was they just put up Pokemon Red and everyone just was like, oh my god, they're red. And then they never did another one. It's not even like that. It's like they did Red, then they did Gold, and then they did Emerald, and you're like, oh, they did Emerald though. What are they gonna do next? And then nothing for 16 years. And then he just comes up. So, even if you don't care, imagine it like that, and just for me, just send out a wish upon a star that Sly comes back. If he does, I'm never going to shut the fuck up about it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I'm really passionate about Sly Cooper, okay? If someone wanted to just fund me to just talk about Sly Cooper, sort of just ad at never end, I would gladly. September 26th, 2005. Sly Cooper 3